Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, and here's what I'm taking to work today. I have 0 Point coffee. It is coffee with 1 tablespoon of fat-free half and half for 0 smart points. In here, I have my Teamy Detox Tea, which is 1 teaspoon of the Teamy Skinny Tea for 0 smart points, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, half of a sliced apple, and about a tablespoon of pickled ginger. So none of that I ingest except the cinnamon and whatever comes off the tea. So all 0 smart points. For lunch, I'm having sort of an Eggs Benedict. So I have here half of a smart bun for 1 smart point. On top of that, I'm going to put 1 of these Kraft singles slices for 0 smart points. I have 2 slices of Land of Frost Canadian bacon, which is this, for 0 smart points. And then I'm going to poach this egg in the microwave at work and put it on top of everything. I'm really excited for this because that sounds super good. So that is 1 smart point for the bun and 2 for the egg. That is 3 smart points total. For snack, I am having a half cup of fat-free Greek yogurt for 2 smart points, and Hungry Girls scoopable apple pie for 0 smart points. And then for later, I don't know if I will be doing the peach or the apple. Depends on where I'm at, if I've sliced it, and what sounds good at the time. So both of those are 0 smart points. So everything I'm having today before dinner is going to be 5 smart points. Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday. I am on my first walk of the day. It's only 65 degrees. It feels good, but it's a little chilly. Here's my outfit of the day. Those infamous boots and scarf. I just can't help myself. I can't do it. So I'm looking right now for a sign that says relax, because Sally tells me there's a sign in the park that says relax, and I pass it every day, and it's my sign to tell me to relax, and I'm not seeing it, but I am looking for it. Keeping my eyes open, Sally. Anyway, so after my results, that person just totally distracted me because I think he said something to me. Look. So since weigh-in last night, I've been thinking really hard about what I've changed over the past week and a half to cause such a significant weight gain. I feel like it's just been a week and a half since I've really gained, and to me I feel like it's a very significant weight gain. I really can feel the pounds. So it's like 5 pounds over my comfortable norm, and I can feel it. Someone said I don't need to lose that 5 pounds, I want to. That's absolutely true, but for my own mental health and the way I feel physically, in my mind, yes, I need to. So it's a need for me right now, especially because I'm feeling so uncomfortable. But I'm absolutely racking my brain to think about what I can do to improve and what I've done that has changed. So what I can come up with for what has changed over the past week and a half or 2 weeks, I've added beans. Remember, I didn't have beans for the longest time because it was upsetting my stomach too much. So I've added in beans. I did it slowly at first, and then this week I've had a lot of beans. So I added beans. I also added in more corn. I've been having whole eggs instead of egg white products. And then I also started having those gummy vitamins. So all of those things individually don't feel like enough of a change at all to have done anything so significant, but maybe all of those things together are enough of a change. So some of the things that I can reduce and work on are all the same things I always need to reduce and work on. I definitely need to work on reducing my points during the weekend. I always need to do that. So that alone should not constitute such
an increase in weight. I also could work on reducing my alcohol points, but that I've actually reduced quite a bit, I would say over the year. Actually probably more since we have been back from vacation in April. I just feel like over the course of the year in general, I definitely have reduced my alcohol points. But again, that's something that's always there, so it shouldn't be something that triggered a gain, such a large gain this past week and a half. So yeah, so I'm really thinking and planning, really kind of trying to make note. I wrote these things down because I want to have this information available when I do my next meal plan. And actually I was going to have more bean soup today, and I was like, no, I think the beans are probably a large factor, and maybe my body just can't handle beans, not only because of the bloating and what it does to my digestion, but maybe they're just too dense. So even though I'm counting the points and staying within my points range, they're too dense for my body to process without gaining. I don't know. I think it's a food makeup issue here, possibly. So I was going to have beans today, and I was like, no, I gotta nip this in the bud. I need to really rework what I'm eating and think about what I want to eat that's going to minimize this bloat and the pounds. So I was like, okay, I really need to get really serious right now and get anal and obsessive if that's what it takes right now. So I actually found in my desk at work, I had some trackers. So the last tracker I actually tried to fill out, I only filled it out for like 3 or 4 days, was August 8th. So that's been quite some time, but I reviewed what I was having then, what I had that week, and I was actually down that week. I went from 134 to 133 in this week in August. So I feel like I want to review some of my good weeks over the past year if I can. The Weight Watchers tracker does not make it easy to go back and take a look at some of those weeks, so that's why this is helpful. But I just think it's funny that I actually had several blank ones in my desk drawer. So I'm going to start writing things down and tracking by paper again, because I really just want to see and think and really be aware of what I'm eating. I'm going to for sure cut the beans out. I'm going to for sure cut the vitamins out. I mean, it's small things, I know, but it's just something is not working, and those are two very definite things that have changed that I can very definitely stop easily. So the other thing I'm thinking about is, you guys know I always have my wine with dinner. I'm thinking about the difference of the Bellini versus regular dry red wine and the sugar content. I think I'm doing, or I thought I was doing myself a favor by reducing the points by having the Bellini. So the Bellini has less points and less alcohol. So I thought I was doing better there. However, I know the sugar content is much higher than the dry red wine. So now I'm thinking, is it better to spend 18 points on the grapefruit Bellini or 22 points on the red wine? It's you know, what is the worst of the two evils, the sugar or the alcohol? And please, no alcohol lectures here, because I'm an adult and the way I choose to use my points is obviously probably different from the way you choose to use your daily points. So I use a bulk of my points on my evening beverage. I enjoy that, and my body's been able to adjust to that and lose weight regardless. So I want to fine tune what it is I am drinking. So maybe, I don't know if it's worth a try switching back to red wine for a while. During the summer I was doing the sangria, and that was, I believe, a higher alcohol content but less points. It was higher than the Bellini but less than the red wine. So I don't know. I'm thinking about switching back to red wine, because red wine obviously has more benefits than just the alcohol anyway. not that alcohol is a benefit, but you know what I mean, antioxidants. So yeah, that's where I'm going with this. I'm going to try and work on my meal plan for next week and just really think about how I've been eating the past couple weeks versus how I ate during the summer. I actually thought about cutting out the intermittent fasting as well, but I'm just literally not hungry in the morning, and it just does not make sense to me to add in food when I am not hungry. So I don't want to do that. However, I do feel like I want to have an extra piece of fruit available in case I am hungry in the morning around 11:30ish or 12. I can eat that earlier than when I normally eat my lunch. So I'm going to try to have just an extra piece of fruit on hand. So I'll probably be bringing the same old apple back and forth to work like I have been the last few days anyway, but just to have it on hand. If I am hungry before it's time for me to eat lunch, I want to give myself the flexibility to have that apple or whatever. So yeah, maybe I just need to go back to having a wrap every day. I ate a lot of wraps this year. Maybe that's better for me. I don't know. I'm just like really rethinking all of this, and I use the word fine-tune. I want to fine-tune my nutrition right now, and I'm actually doing a lot more study on some better nutrition without actually getting into the science of it. I don't enjoy the science of nutrition, but I do really enjoy studying weight loss behaviors and foods and science and, you know, surface science. So I'm getting into that a little more, and I just find it fascinating, and now I need to figure out how to apply it to myself. So anyway, I'm just very contemplative today. I don't feel bad. I don't feel discouraged. I feel a little frustrated, but I also know that by using my brain instead of my feelings, I can get to the bottom of this and figure out how to reduce those pounds and the bloat that I've had. So it's only going to take time. I can do nothing overnight. I'm not going to have any answers tonight. I won't have any answers this weekend. It's just literally going to take time. So I will fill you guys in as I learn more about myself and what I'm eating and what my body does and does not want to process. So anyway, I need to get back to work. But one thing that Sally shared with me that I thought was very good and motivational was that the worst week on Weight Watchers is still better than a week off of Weight Watchers. And that is so true, because if I just gave up and threw in the towel completely right now, I would feel horrible and miserable and way more bloated than I do right now. So she's absolutely right. I'm going to go in search of that relax sign, make one more loop of the park, and head back to work so I can be a productive, better me. I cannot believe that this sign is so big and it took me so long to find it. Talk about missing the obvious. I need to open my eyes and just relax. Isn't that crazy? There it is. There's my sign. Headed to another chiropractic appointment. Last time was not too bad. My back and actually my neck were both a little bit sore yesterday, so let's see what she has in store for me today, and hopefully this misalignment is improving. Crossing my fingers. Well, that was all well and good for the most part. I am cleared for yoga tonight. I am cleared for running tonight. I am cleared for running at 5 miles or less. That's a big bummer because I was supposed to run 12 miles on Friday. She said 5 miles or less for now, which makes sense because the more I run, the more I'm pounding the vertebrae and whatever else is going wrong. So it makes sense, but now I'm a little stressed and bummed out. So I have a half marathon in January, and I'm sure I can run it with no training, but I'd sure be a lot faster if I could train. So that's kind of a bummer.
But yeah, other than that, all is well. My next appointment is on Friday. Hey guys, it's like 7:20. I just finished a 4-mile run at 6.5 miles an hour, so I'm feeling pretty good. Jumped in the shower, and now this is my night to run to yoga. So I got the okay to do yoga tonight from the chiropractor, so here I go. I need to get on the road, but first I wanted to do one more day of shout outs because you guys are awesome. Everybody did so good for the entire month of October. I am so proud of you guys. So one more round of shout outs. This is for people who hit their goal on Tuesday, October 31st. You guys get an extra entry into the prize drawing. So ready? I have Carrie, Tina, Cheryl, Crystal, Kathleen, Laura H, Rita C, Laura Bell, Erin, the Yin Yang Life, Rhiannon, Marilyn, Lisa B, Karen, Deborah, and Sandra. You guys did it. You held out until the very end and you got so many amazing steps over the course of this month. I am just so impressed. You guys, I'm gonna try and do the drawing either tomorrow or Friday. I'm not sure yet when I will have time, but I'm hoping to get that done this week so we can find out who wins the big prize. Everybody did so good. I'm so proud of you guys. I am, like I said, looking forward to starting a new challenge. It will start on Thanksgiving Day. So stay tuned. It is a running streak, and I'll let you guys know more information when I get all the details together. And for right now, I'm off to yoga. Okay, I have been craving a poached egg for quite some time now. It sounds so delicious, and the poached egg I had today on my eggs Benedict for, what was that, 3 smart points, was so delicious. It was so close to perfect. I just need to work on the timing a little bit. I need to trust that it's going to be done enough and just let it go when it needs to be done. So I think next time I need to do 45 seconds in the microwave. I got one of those little egg poacher thingies from Bed Bath & Beyond. I actually ordered that after I found out that you can poach an egg in the microwave by putting it in a cup with about a half cup of water. Just crack it in the cup with a half cup of water, put a plate on top, and then microwave it for probably about the same time. So I did not know that, and I ordered an egg poacher. But anyway, I have the egg poacher now. I'm trying to find out the perfect timing on it. Today was probably a little wacky because the egg itself was gigantic, and I was also using the microwave at work. So I'm just gonna have to play around with it a little bit. I want runny yolks. I want runny yolks on that sandwich, and then it will be just delicious and perfect. So I'm looking forward to more poached eggs. But I have to tell you that lunch was super filling. Every time I have any kind of eggs, cheese, and the Canadian bacon, it's always very delicious and very filling. So I have been thinking all day long about how I want to fine-tune and refine my eating a little better. Number 1, to stay within points. Number 2, I want to swap the Bellini for red wine. And number 3, I want to cut out the beans and the vitamins for sure. So guys, I have literally filled out this entire tracker up until Monday, next Monday. So yes, everything is completely filled out until Monday. So I have pre-planned and I have pre-tracked. So I gotta be somewhat ahead of the game, right? If I can just stay on if I can stick to what I've planned and tracked, I'll be dead on. But we all know last weekend I pre-tracked and it was perfect, and I still did not do super well. So I really want to try and stick to my plan for this weekend. I think that I tracked a little more realistically. It's going to be very similar to what I had tracked last weekend. In fact, right down to the fact that I might have a Poke Bowl on Sunday. That's funny.
But yeah, the combination of those foods seem to work together to keep me in a correct points range. So although chicken breast dipped in horseradish mustard, it's very good, but it's not something I would love to have over and over, but it fits with the points, and it's good enough that I will have it again for 2 days on the weekend. So anyway, I've pre-tracked everything, and I really am crossing my fingers. I hope and I think that I can stick to points this week and this weekend. I'm convinced. No night binges, nothing. I've got no challenges the rest of this week. I had a lunch planned on Friday, but now I have to go to the chiropractor instead, so that's out. I have a seminar on Saturday and then another band competition, so no kind of craziness there. And then either we will head to San Diego for some photos on Sunday, or we will do nothing. So not a lot going on this week, so I have no reason to fail. I've set myself up as well as I can. I'm absolutely prepared, and now I need to just follow a plan. I've told you guys over and over that I do better with a plan, so now's my chance to stay dead on with the plan. Anyway, I'm headed to yoga. I don't know where I'm at with steps. I think my big thing with the failure on this October Fitbit challenge is that it's funny that 15,000 steps 5 days a week was doable for me. When I bumped it up to 16,000 steps 6 days a week, all of a sudden it was a little bit harder and just enough out of reach that it was too much effort, and I kind of gave up. So my next challenge, I hopefully won't go that direction, but I am definitely going to set my tracker back to 15,000 steps, and I'm going to work on hitting those 15,000 steps 5 days a week, so I can at least hit that range for myself. I know a lot of you guys hit some new ranges, some new step ranges, and you hit these ranges continuously. So you have increased your fitness, and I would absolutely encourage those of you who hit your goal at least 6 days out of 7 for all of October. It's time to increase your steps again, maybe by 500 steps a day, maybe by 1,000, but you're doing so well, you should absolutely increase your steps another little bit and challenge yourself. You never know what the body can do until you push it. So I firmly believe that. You'll know when enough is enough. So push yourself a little more and see what you can do. That's what I do continuously in my running, in my fitness, and I'd like to do that with my eating and my nutrition too, but that's a little bit harder. Anyway, I will touch base with you guys after yoga and probably for dinner. I'll show you guys what we're having. So we tried a new yoga instructor tonight, and she is so much better than the other Wednesday instructor. Number one, she was much better about explaining the poses, explaining what to focus on. And number two, I liked her rhythm. She was nice and slow and mellow, but it wasn't too challenging, but I can see where you could add challenge. I was trying to be really careful because of my back. But also she talked about being in a pose. There is a certain yoga where you're in a pose for like 5 minutes at a time. I like the idea of that, of course, depending on the pose, because some of these poses are really hard. But I think the longer you're in a pose, the more you're able to really fine-tune it and get deeper into the pose and meditate more in the pose and just really let your body do its work and sink into the pose and maximize all the benefits of that pose. I just think the longer the better. So I can't remember, I think she called it something like Yin Yoga, but it sounds fabulous to me. It sounds really good. Anyway, I would just like to see if I can keep up like 3 to 4 yoga classes a week for a year. I'd really like to see where I'm at physically next year. I know it's good for my mind, but I would also like to see some real physical benefits. Like I'd like to see some strength. more endurance, and I'd really like to see some muscle definition. So I think that's going to be my goal for this coming year, is to continue with 3 to 4 yoga classes a week, just to see how far it can take me. So I'm really excited to try some new yoga classes and yoga styles once I get some Christmas money and I can check out some of the actual yoga studios. But until then, I'm very thankful for LA Fitness offering all of the yoga classes, and I'm super thankful that we have so many LA Fitnesses to choose from and different classes from around us. So thank you, LA Fitness. Okay, it's 9:50 p.m. and here is what's for dinner. I am so excited to eat this because it's really, really good. And this entire plate of chicken broccoli pasta is only 2 smart points. Oh my gosh, it's really good. So what I have, the base of it is spaghetti squash. I have about 2 cups of spaghetti squash for 0 smart points. I have 3 ounces of grilled chicken breast for 2 smart points, and I have some frozen broccoli for 0 smart points. I actually wish I had a little less spaghetti squash and a little more broccoli, but it's still really, really good. So what I have for the sauce is I have 1 slice of Kraft fat-free singles for 0 smart points. I have a 1/4 cup of Kraft fat-free cheddar for 0 smart points. I have 2½ tablespoons of this Trader Joe's fat-free sour cream for 0 smart points, and 2 tablespoons of Chobani non-fat Greek yogurt for 0 smart points. And then I also used a liberal amount of this everything but the bagel sesame seasoning. It's delicious, you guys. It's so good. It tastes like real pasta. It's nice and garlicky and just very flavorful, light on the cheese, but just delicious. It's so good. Okay, so the chicken broccoli pasta is 2 smart points, and tonight I am trying this Spanish Sun's Tempranillo. So that's going to be very, very bold, I'm sure. So I have so far 1 8-ounce glass for 7 smart points. So my dinner so far, everything so far is 7 plus 2 is 9 smart points. And for lunch today, I had 3 smart points. So I am at 12 smart points. To be honest, I will probably have the rest of that, which puts me at exactly 30, because that would be 22 plus 2 is 24. Wait, 22 for the wine, 2 for the pasta is 24, and 3 for lunch. 25, 26, 27. Oh, and I also had 2 points of yogurt, so 29. 29 smart points for my day. Not bad, you guys, not bad. And this is such a delicious dinner. I can't wait.